For Eric J on Sports, I'm Eric J, and this is what I think. In a recent game between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Los Angeles Lakers, a young Oklahoma City player named Darius Baisley stole an inbound pass and ran down the court and dunked it with 1.5 seconds left, giving the Thunder an 8-point victory instead of a 6-point victory. Lakers player Russell Westbrook seemed to take offense to that and confronted the young player on the court, receiving his second technical foul and being thrown out of the game with 1.5 seconds left, which essentially didn't matter because the Thunder had an 8-point victory and there was only 1.5 seconds left in the game. But Westbrook took offense and in a press conference stated, well, he's old school and you don't do that. You just dribble the ball and dribble the timeout and walk away with your 6-point victory, which could be correct. But the young player got excited, made the steal, got the dunk in his home arena, got the crowd excited, sent them home happy. No harm, no foul. 6-point victory, 8-point victory. This is basketball. They don't judge you by total points scored like they do in football. But the bigger issue here is the idea that Westbrook took offense to it because the young player elected not to stop playing with a 6-point lead and 1.5 seconds left in the game. But my question is, where did the idea that teams stop playing just because they're ahead in a game come from? Oh yeah, baseball. The unwritten rules of baseball. Not the ones that take the fun out of the game, like when you hit a home run, you're not supposed to look at it and admire it a little bit, or you're supposed to run around the bases as fast as you can until the umpire says, yeah, it's a home run, you can slow down. I'm talking about the other unwritten rules that actually affect scoring. Like if you have a 6-run lead late in the game, you don't take extra bases on a hit, you go station to station. Or if you have a 6-run lead late in the game, you don't attempt to steal bases. Or if somebody is throwing a no-hitter late in the game, you don't try to bunt to get on base to try to win the game. You essentially stop playing and concede. Or you essentially stop playing and just accept the fact that, okay, we're ahead, so I guess we can take our foot off the gas. As if no one has ever scored 10 runs in one inning in baseball. So if you're up by 6 and you stop trying and then you don't score anymore and then the other guy scores 10 runs and takes the lead on you, are you going to kick yourself for saying, you know what, we were up by 6 and had opportunities to score more and we didn't, be nice guys. Now all of a sudden we're losing. Or are you going to keep trying and make sure that you walk away with a victory? But they also do it in football. The victory formation. You're ahead, the clock's running out, you just stop and you take a knee so that seemingly the other team can't stop the clock and seemingly the other team can't do anything to defend you. But there have been coaches who have attempted to disrupt the victory formation to possibly cause a turnover or make the other team make a mistake, like a false start or something along those lines, so that they can try to get the ball back to attempt to score and possibly win the game, which is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to play and try to win. You're taught as a young child to play the game all the way through. Play until you hear the whistle. Keep competing until the clock says 0, 0, 0. That's what you're taught. And so now this kid who probably only went to college for a year, which means he's just 2 years removed from high school, which means he's just 5 years removed from playing Pop Warner or Pee Wee League basketball, played to the 0, 0, 0. And Russell Westbrook, who's been in the league for over 15 years, is angry because the young kid who, when Russell Westbrook was in college, this young kid was probably in the first grade, kept playing to the zeros. So the idea that you stop playing in sports just because you're ahead or even just because you're behind is ludicrous, because we've seen in sports miraculous things happen. A 10-point inning in baseball, a couple of onside kicks in football, and a few turnovers and a game turns around. Reggie Miller scored 8 points in 8.9 seconds in a basketball game. Derek Fisher hit a three-pointer to beat the San Antonio Spurs with 0.4 seconds on the clock. Anything can happen. That's what makes sports so special, because it's the theater of excitement. Anything can happen, and you sit on the edge of your seat and enjoy it until the final buzzer. It was a 6-point lead that became an 8-point victory. No harm, no foul. And the key issue here is not so much that Darius Bazley stole an inbound pass and ran down the court, dunked the ball, added 2 points to his game score, added 2 points to the team's score, defeated the Lakers by 8 instead of 6. The key point here is the Lakers were up 41-19 in the first quarter. And then by the end of the third quarter, they were down 2 points. 22 points ahead in the first quarter, 2 points behind in the fourth quarter, losing by 6 with 1.5 seconds left in the game. That's the key issue. So if Westbrook's mad about anything, he should be mad about the fact that his 30-point triple-double ended up becoming empty calories, because where the team was up 22 points in the first quarter, they were down 6 with 1.5 seconds left. So the way you keep a Darius Bazley from stealing the ball with a 6-point lead and 1.5 seconds left and running down the court and dunking it to make it an 8-point victory is you win the game. You're up by 22, you win by 30. Or even still, if you're up by 22 and you win by 5, you win the game. And that way, if Bazley steals an inbound pass and he runs down the court and he dunks it with 1.5 seconds left, he takes a 5-point victory and turns it into a 3-point victory. Or a 5-point defeat on his behalf and turns it into a 3-point defeat on his behalf, instead of taking a 6-point victory by the Thunder and making it an 8-point victory over the Los Angeles Lakers, who were ahead by 22 points in the first quarter. That's how you fix it. You're ahead by a big margin in the first quarter. You let the team make their run, but you win the game. You don't surrender a 22-point lead and get outscored by 30 the rest of the way. That's how you fix that situation. You're not mad at the young player because he got excited in his home arena and made a play that got the crowd excited. You're mad at yourself because you blew a game you should have won against a team that had not won a game all season so far. So, like they always say, when you point one finger at somebody else, you're pointing 3 back at yourself. So, Russell Westbrook and anybody else who was angry on the Lakers side, look in the mirror. Figure out how you blew a 22-point lead to a team that had not won a game all season long. Fix that. And the next time you play the Oklahoma City Thunder, if you get a 22-point lead, win by 22 or more. Don't let it happen again. Be ahead at the end of the game with 1.5 seconds left. Then it doesn't matter. But that may be a bigger issue also. Then that may be another topic for another day. Remember to like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. And follow me on Facebook at Eric J on Sports 1 and on Instagram and Twitter at Eric J on Sports. And for Eric J on Sports, I'm Eric J, and this is what I think.